America the land of dreams and opportunity, or is it? Beneath the glittering skylines of California, the soulful rhythms of Louisiana, and the serene mountains of Vermont lies a crisis spiraling out of control. Did you know that over 500,000 people in the U.S. are homeless tonight, with countless more teetering on the brink of poverty? From California's tent cities to West Virginia's forgotten coal towns, we're uncovering the harsh realities of America's fastest failing state.
What's up, family? What's up? Hey, what y'all think, man? What y'all think about where we living now, man? What you think about America? Do you think it's the same as it used to be as it was before, man? It's a lot going on, and like you said, over half the people are homeless now. Like, the rent's too high. Like, man, like, what's going on in your state? I mean, I've been looking at a lot of different states, man, and man, it's just, to be honest with you, I don't even know how people survive it. I really don't know how people are surviving. I don't, man. It's some survivors out here, or either it's some people living on some people. Cause man, the jobs aren't paying anything, and most people have to get 2 or 3 jobs, man. Like, it's bad out here, family. It's bad out here in America. Period, point blank, man. And wow, man, it's going fast too. It's falling fast, and it's spiraling out of control. I feel like it's not gonna come back. What you think? I don't think it's gonna come back.
But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the people, the stories of survival, resilience, and hope. Ready to explore the truth behind the statistics? Let's dive in. 1. California. California, often regarded as the land of opportunity and golden dreams, is grappling with a profound crisis. This state, home to tech giants, sun-drenched beaches, and sprawling metropolises, now holds the title of having the largest homeless population in the nation. More than 185,000 residents are without housing, many living in vast...
How you go from being one of the richest cities, richest states, to go to all this homelessness? Like, this was supposed to be the California dream, the American dream. In the 70s and stuff like that, the 80s, man, this was the dream, right? Man, look at this. This is California. And we're not even talking about the places that, we haven't got to yet. I got some more places I'm going to show y'all. Hey, I want to send a shout out to Discover Globe for this content, man.
Cities stretching under highways and along riverbanks. For these individuals, California's once bright promise has become a daily struggle for survival. The numbers paint a grim picture. Housing costs in California are among the highest in the country, with the median home price exceeding $854,490, and average monthly rents in cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles reaching $3,000. Over 56% of Californians spend more than half their income just to keep a roof over their heads.
Wow.
If they are fortunate enough to have one. These skyrocketing costs, coupled with stagnant wages for middle-class workers and service employees, have created a devastating gap between the state's wealthiest residents and everyone else. While tech moguls in Silicon Valley amass billions of dollars, families on the margins of society live in precarious conditions, like extras in a disaster film no one signed up to star in. California's adjusted poverty rate stands at 18.1%, the highest in the nation, highlighting the harsh reality beneath its glamorous surface. In Los Angeles alone, over 75,312 individuals are experiencing homelessness, many residing in makeshift encampments. These camps represent not just a humanitarian crisis, but an environmental one. More than 10,000 homeless individuals now live near rivers, posing significant pollution risks to both people and ecosystems. California's renowned efforts towards sustainable development seem to have overlooked the fundamental human need for shelter. For people like James, a 62-year-old veteran, this crisis hits close to home. After losing his job during the pandemic, James now lives in a tent near Skid Row. His days are consumed by an unrelenting search for food and shelter. I served my country, but now I feel invisible,
Wow. So, you know, I'm trying to like think and be considerate a little bit. Like, okay, so you know how some people can be like, man, go get a job, just get a job. It's no jobs. It's no jobs. It's no jobs. And if you're already homeless, you coming in looking crazy, they're not about to hire you. So your day probably consists of just trying to find some food and find something to eat and rest. By the time you get through with that, it's man, I can see where this homelessness can turn into something really spiraling where you can never get on your feet. I mean, you know, when you're not in that position, it's easy to say what people should do until you're in that position. You know, when you're at home and you get to eat and drink what you want and you get to go through drive-throughs and stuff like that, these people don't know where their next food is coming from. And you know, some people, they'll try to label and say, oh, most of them on drugs. But what about the ones that's not? What about the ones that's not? You know, and, you know, they're going in trash cans and everything. So, you know, don't just blame it on drugs and different stuff like that. What about the people that's not?
his voice heavy with resignation. James's story is far from unique. 11% of California's homeless population are veterans, many of whom feel abandoned by the very system they once served. California's paradox is stark. Immense wealth coexists with widespread inequality. Despite its vast resources, systemic issues such as housing inequity, income disparity, and a fragile social safety net have converged to create a perfect storm of crisis. The result? A state struggling to sustain even its most vulnerable residents. What do you think about the issues California is currently facing? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As we leave California's tent cities, we move on to another state grappling with its own housing and homelessness crisis. Stay tuned as we explore the challenges and resilience shaping their story. 2. Louisiana. Louisiana, a state renowned for its vibrant jazz rhythms, rich gumbo, and the electrifying energy of Mardi Gras, contrasts sharply beneath its lively exterior. With a poverty rate nearing 19%, the second highest in the United States.
Hey, but check this out, family. They got that Super Bowl coming there. They got the Super Bowl coming there. They gonna put all those people on a bus. They gonna take them to a shelter somewhere. They might fly them out. People are not about to come there for the Super Bowl and see all that. I'm telling you, they're gonna hook that city up. They're gonna get rid of those homeless people. They're gonna probably take them to another side of town. They're gonna do something, but people will not come through that city and see those homeless people. Not on the route that you got to get to that dome. I'm telling you that now. Those people, they about to have the Super Bowl there. Watch how they get rid of them people. You will not see all this sleeping around or nothing.
The state's struggles are as persistent as the beat of a marching band. Louisiana's economy is as fragile as the glittering Mardi Gras beads scattered on its streets, beautiful but delicate. Over-reliance on oil, gas, and tourism has left the state vulnerable to economic shifts. When oil prices plummet or hurricanes strike the coast, thousands lose their jobs and face financial instability. Speaking of hurricanes, Louisiana bears the scars of nature's wrath. Events like Hurricane Katrina, which displaced more than 1.5 million residents and caused damages exceeding $160 billion.
Wow.
And Hurricane Ida, adding another $75 billion in destruction, have left communities struggling to recover. Many residents still live in homes damaged by past storms or face the near impossible task of rebuilding on modest incomes.
Yeah, I went to Louisiana, New Orleans like last year, and I could still see the effects from the hurricanes and stuff like that. They still had the abandoned homes and the markings on the homes. Yeah, all the effects were still there. So, you know, man, you know, I feel for those people, man. For real. And now we're going into this poverty thing. Come on now.
It's an endless cycle of destruction and recovery, leaving residents wondering when the next storm will upend their lives. Housing adds another layer to the crisis. In New Orleans, where renting a modest two-bedroom apartment ranges from over $1,300 to nearly $2,000 per month, Middle East families earning just under $60,000 are struggling to make ends meet. Many spend over 30% of their income on rent, forced to make heartbreaking decisions. Housing.
And then to rent that stuff, they had a law where you gotta make 3 times as much. So, if your rent's $2,000, you gotta make $6,000 a month. And if we look at that, that's $72,000 a year. What jobs are paying that right now?
Food or healthcare. Healthcare fares a little better. With an uninsured rate of 10%, among the highest in the nation, access to medical care remains out of reach for many. For single mother Marie in Baton Rouge, these challenges are a daily reality. Juggling 2 jobs to...
So family, what city do you live in? Put it in the comments. What city do you live in? Do you see homelessness in your city? Let me know, because I want to go see that city. Let me know what city you live in. Do you live in a place bad as Gary, Indiana? Or do you live in a place beautiful as, maybe on the East Coast, maybe somewhere, upper state New York or something like that, where the homelessness is not that bad. But I think it's hitting all over the United States, man. Hey, if you've been here this long, I appreciate you, family. Thank you for visiting my channel. There's millions of other channels you could have visited, but you visited mine, and I really appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. I appreciate you. I'm trying to get this channel going. I promise. You see, I'm consistent, and it's still not monetized yet, so I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because this is something I like to do. Hey, I appreciate you, family. Thank you so much. Watch the next video. If it's something else to catch your eye, I appreciate you. Have a good night.